Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. Stay tuned as Atlas and I go through our evening chores. Hi. Are you checking on the rabbits? How are they doing? What are you doing? Atlas. Atlas. Hey. Atlas. You don't need to be driving the tractor right now. Atlas. We don't need to drive the tractor right now, girl. What are you doing? Alright, so we're out here feeding the rabbits, and both of them are, well, actually you guys probably don't know this, but we had Blue Star, and the breeder who we purchased her from got a hold of me and said that her sister rabbit was not doing so well, was very lonely. So she wanted to know if we wanted to add her to our homestead as well. We said sure, why not, and sure enough, we went and picked her up, and the two of them have been going just absolutely crazy. We got them outside in one of a little run that we made, or in the process of making, I should say, for our meat chickens, and she tore it up. Both of them actually did. They were sprinting around, but we're gonna go ahead and feed up their food. It's kind of nice. We only have to fill this up, even now with just the two of them, probably, I want to say every 6 to 7 days. And someone's in here. She's feeding the chickies. How are they doing, Atlas? Are they good? Yeah? We gotta clean them out. Oh, here's the scooper, sorry. Atlas here's always a great help. She knows exactly where the feed comes from. It's too bad she's gonna give them the wrong feed. What are you doing? The mice are gonna get those. Alright, she's got it in her scoop. That's what they need, but we gotta clean out their brooder first. But anyways, meat chickens or chicks are doing really well. Unfortunately, though, this is probably one of the messiest additions to the homestead. We've had chickens before, but these guys, I'm out here 2 or 3 times a day cleaning up their brooder, and they are just destroying it. I even tried putting a bigger waterer in here, and they didn't do well with that either. So back to the smaller one. That's what one they're doing best with, but they're just absolutely destroying it. So we're gonna go ahead and get those guys cleaned out, and we'll keep going with chores. Oh, yeah, they're fine. Oh, thank you, girl. We gotta wash that, though. Now it's funny because the chicks that we have were kind of spur last minute decision. Still really happy with the decision that we made, but I've never before in my life had chicks that have been so messy. These guys have continued to knock down their water almost every single day. So I got to the point where I was only filling it up halfway, and then they were drinking all of it and then going crazy in there, making all kinds of racket. Now they're still doing really well. I did fill it up all the way, and I just added some bedding, some wood chips over what they had before. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna be adding probably the full container tonight. I'll check them on them in the morning, and then we'll just be cleaning out their brooder every single day. But I have to say, it is a ton of work. Viv's gone this week, but she gets back this Wednesday, and then it's back on her. So lots of fun though. Like I said, we're still really happy with our decision.
Alright guys, I love you. I had to say hello. This will be it for her chicken, and then we'll get dinner.
Gorgeous tomatoes, can't complain about that. Alright guys, so just got done checking the garden. As you've seen, got 3 amazing tomatoes. We got about a half a dozen others on there. On the vine right now, they're almost ripe, but everything's still doing really well. We've harvested probably a good 5 or 10 pounds of tomatoes at this point. Not a whole lot, but like I've said in other videos, we got planted really late into the season. We only planted a couple plants this year, so those are doing great. Beans this last week have really taken off. Like I said, the asparagus beans, they are supposed to be climbing beans. I'm looking at them right now, and for most of the season they had only grown about 6 to 7, maybe 8 inches off the ground, and all of a sudden in the last couple of days it's sprouted up to about 3 feet in some spots. These guys, I'm trying to direct them a little bit better, but they're growing as well too, so hopefully in the next week most of that'll be covered. Cucumbers, we have been picking cucumbers like crazy. I actually sliced them up and pickled them for the first time, so we'll try those in probably in a couple of weeks, and fingers crossed those did great. It's first time ever pickling, so pretty excited for that. Corn is doing pretty good. It was kind of funny though, the other morning when we came out here, there was actually a deer, a fawn that was bedded in here, or yearling probably, bedded in here. So something that we're gonna have to think about for next year's garden is how to keep them out. This garden bed that had filled up with weeds, I mowed that down. That was the one that had our watermelons planted in it, and just kind of gave up on that. They were not growing. We got a handful of onions still left. They're doing fairly well. Over here on our fall side, radishes are coming up real well. We have lettuce in the first bed that's starting to come up. We have some other greens that are here. I think that one's kale if I remember right. Garlic though, if you guys remember, I said the garlic when we were planting it, or before we planted it, we'd gotten 2 bulbs, and the first bulb was perfectly fine. Had a little bit of a strong odor to it, garlicky odor, not anything wrong, but the second one ended up being full of mold on the inside, so we were only able to plant half of it, and we actually have nothing that's come up. So by the end of this week, if it hasn't come up, I'm going to assume that it isn't, but fingers crossed that's not the case. And then over onto our last bed here, these were our gourds that we planted, and I know they're kind of hard to see, but they are taking off really well. Unfortunately though, the seeds that we bought this year were seeds that we got at a kind of larger retailer around us, a place where I never purchased seeds before. And as you can see, the first one's doing really well, second, third, but then this one, nothing sprouted. That one sprouted, that one sprouted, and none of these ones down here sprouted at all. So hopefully it wasn't anything we did wrong. Hopefully it's just the seeds, but I'm not entirely sure. And then back here, as part of our kind of summer planting, we did plant blueberries and some other kind of fruit trees, bushes, and not much has changed there. I really didn't figure we would have much of a change. Most of these are fairly small twigs. They kind of looked like they were dying to begin with. So they were on sale at TSC. They were on sale at TSC for like $1 or $1.50, something like that. So I bought them. I figured I'd plant them now, and if we get some green vegetation in the spring, I'll be really happy. It's probably like impossible to see on this one here, but there is some green that's coming back on some of that barked area. So again, fingers crossed. Hopefully it'll do well. Chickens are doing great. If you watched our video that Vivian made, you know that we got meat chickens. So the meat chickens, they are doing great, like I said, other than the fact that they're tipping over their water constantly and making a huge mess. And then I didn't make a video of it the other day, but we did have a portable run that we're building for them. It's not quite done yet because we actually left the top part open and we've been putting our rabbits in it. But that is right up here, and that's going to be Viv's job to kind of move that around. And our plan is we'll probably make one more of these for the rabbits, and then we'll make one more that'll be a little bit higher for our turkeys. And with this portion out here being our garden area, they will actually go over on the other side. But late fall, once these beds are harvested, we'll mow it all down, and we'll go ahead and we'll put those portable chicken tractors over these and let them kind of dig up the soil real well. So the car just bottomed out in front of our house. Compost is doing really great. I mixed it up the other day, and we had a ton of it already decomposting really fast. So really happy with that. Back here though, always have brush to burn, but it was kind of funny. Outside the other day, I was working in the back of the barn, and we've always had a spot in the back of our barn that's kind of been rotted out. And I think I figured it out. We thought that there was an animal. I'm still sure there was probably an animal that got into it, But the previous owners had just crap back here everywhere, and there's a ton of wood. There's just tons of this stuff, but not only that, it looked like someone had thrown bricks up against it at some point. So I don't know if there was maybe a vandal that came back here at some point, but I think between that and just all the moisture that wood was keeping up against the side of the house, or the side of the barn, I mean, this was super dry, and you can see it's still kind of flexible. But down here, I just cannot get the moisture away. So we're gonna get this cleaned up. I've been drying that wood out and burning it. And then I'm gonna have to redo the bottom of the barn here on the back and fix the boards that were damaged. But overall, that's doing really kind of great as well. So that's kind of it for our evening chores. Like I said, I just wanted to give you guys more of a touch in at this point and show you guys what we're up to. Other than that, this week we have our beehive that should finally be arriving. When we do that video, I'll go over the long story on why that was delayed so much. And then we're also going to be working on I think we might be putting in some more garden beds. I'm not entirely sure. We're looking into a possible greenhouse for next year, so we're kind of looking right now online to see what we can find, or if we want to build something. And then other than that, everything, like I said, is going really well. So again, if you like the video, please subscribe. If you are interested in any kind of specific content, leave it in the comment section. We'd love to hear what it is, and we'll see if we can't make a video on it. And other than that, please share the video if you guys like it. So thanks again. Hey guys, I almost forgot. I found this stuff growing on our mulch, and I have no idea what it is. I've never seen anything like this, but it's super soft. It's kind of like rubbery. Nothing was spilt back here. And this just showed up in probably about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. This was out here this morning. It was the same stuff. And within about 10 or 11 hours, it turned to this black. I don't want to touch it with my hands, but it's still rubbery. You can see I flipped it to the side and it's still kind of yellowish underneath. So if you know what that is, leave it in the comment section. I'd love to figure out what it is. But other than that, you guys have a good night, and we'll see you guys next time.
Are you gonna lay down?